Hello there everyone, I am the Sergeant Doggo, and today we are finally doing it. I am going to teach you how to create patchless interactions between followers. So I'm surprised nobody has actually done a tutorial video on this, because I know a lot of people can do this already. Thanks Joseph Russell, who actually taught this to me as well, and a lot of other people who then taught it to others and so on. But today I do have a creation kit opened twice here, but we are starting in Mod Organizer 2. Because we are going to also need, or we are not gonna need this, but it's gonna be easier to use SSEEdit for this. We are going to use it to check a value. So without further ado, let's open up SSEEdit and let's start the video. So select none. I am going to activate the DT01 Deimos follower. So this is the follower mod you will want to create interactions with. Click on OK. And let the background loader start and finish. And whenever it's finished, here we go. You can see it as a message here. We can see DT01 Deimos follower is here. So we're gonna open up the little plus here. And every single cell edit is gonna be seen in SSEEdit as well. So this is where we want to go. These different blocks are different cells that have been edited. But because like for example here you can see this is Fort Sun God edit, this is Gloomspire edit, Lair of Scarlet Wound edit, this is the Sleeping Giant Inn, where Deimos is located. So you will need to find the cell where the follower is located. Click on plus, and it's either gonna be a temporary value or a persistent one. For this to work, we are going to need to have a persistent value for followers. So click on that, and this is the number we need. So I am going to take a screenshot of it. Let me close that, and now let me open Creation Kit. This is another way we can actually check it. So we have interiors active in the cell view. Riverwood Sleeping Giant Inn. We are going to need for the cell to load. And when the cell is loaded, we are going to need to find the NPC we want to create the interactions with. So DeimosRef. This is the same exact number that was there. We are not gonna use the 05, we are gonna use 0x for this. Because load orders differ. But this is what we want. We can close that and open up for boss. So to start it off, we are going to create a new quest. We are not gonna actually use this anywhere, but DT04 ModHandler, for example. These really don't matter. I'm just gonna click on OK and save this. Then open the ModHandler itself. Go to Quest Aliases. And this script needs to be inside a player quest alias. Or alias ref rather. Otherwise the code will not work. We are gonna tick all of the middle row here. Click player. Let me reopen it. And now we can close it and toggle the allow reserved, so Ctrl-Shift-R. Yes. And now we can just check it to see if it actually is here. Here we go. Yeah. Allow reserved is also active now. We don't actually need these flags, but I just like to put them there. There is no harm in it. And put the specific reference to any cell. Wait for it. And player ref. Here we go. Let me just save again, because creation kit likes to crash still. So now we reopen it and we are going to create the script. Add a script. Click on new script. DT04ModHandler ModCheckerScript, and it extends to ReferenceAlias as it should. Here we go. So now I am going to pause here, write the code, and then show it to you. I'm going to link it to the description, and I will be explaining what it does soon. One thing I forgot to mention is, let's add a property. Add property. Type is alias reference. No, sorry. ReferenceAlias. DeimosAlias. We're not going to use this yet, but it has to be here. Click on OK. OK, OK, save. Now I'm going to make the script and show it to you. So here we are. This is the script we need. And how this works, the main thing are these two functions here, the CheckAllMods and the ModCheck functions. So let's start with the ModCheck. So we tell it what is what here, the reference alias we want to fill, the follower alias, and then the form ID, which is this one. This is the same exact thing as this one, except it's 0x, because load orders differ. So normally I'm going to put them side by side so you can see. It was 0500FB02. So 0x00FB02. It's the same thing, except we changed it to X just so the load order doesn't matter. And then, if it gets the form and the ESP file name, it's going to force this property to be active. We are going to fill this soon. But now to the CheckAllMods function. So we added a bit with we started with a debug trace, just telling people that whenever this will have any warnings in the papyrus log, they are harmless. They just need to be there for it to check it. And then the ModCheck itself, you can see the function name here. And this is the alias name that we can also see here, FollowerAlias. Then this is the form ID, which is an internal value. We don't need to know what that means anyway. And then the file name itself, so DT01DeimosFollower.esp. Now the beauty on doing it this way, there is another way of doing this, but it's not that smart. The beauty with this way is whenever you want to create more interactions with other followers, we can just add ModCheck. And for example, let's take Joe Bargo. Joe Bargo alias. Come on. 0x02654427. Obviously, we need to add him as a property as well. And joebargo.esp. Let me put those in the little double marks. I don't know what their name is in English. But in this way, we can just keep on adding. We can add another ModCheck. I'm going to close these soon. For example, for Inigo alias. Inigo 35561. It's on a different... it's on a hexadecimal. And then Inigo dot with the capital I, Inigo.esp, and close it. We can just keep on going. We just need to add the reference property and do the quest, the new quest. Now we can save this, close out of it. Here we go. Now we have it here as well. So the same thing is occurring here. We can just add ModCheck for example, Joe Bargo alias here and so on. I just like using Visual Studio Code because I'm used to that software. And now if we save it, it will give us no errors and no warnings. Now we can forget this for now. And let's create a new quest. This is the quest where the actual interactions are going to be in DT04Deimos. Here we go. Priority of 60. You can allow repeated stages if you want repeatable dialogues. Let me just save and go back here. We are going to go to quest aliases now. New reference alias. Wait for it to load. Here we go. Again, we are going to tick everything in the middle and also optional. DT04Deimos, or well, DeimosAlias, because that's the alias name for the script as well. We're gonna keep it at none, or forced reference none for now. And now we can actually fill the property here. So go to properties, DeimosAlias reference. As you can see, it is not, or it's a default value. We cannot autofill it. So DT04Deimos and the alias that we want filled. Here we go. And now it is complete. Now the next thing we need to do is create a new actor. This is going to be a placeholder for us to generate the lib files. Because obviously we don't have a patch, so we don't have the access to that exact character with patchless interactions. So ID is going to be DT04Deimos placeholder. We're going to change the race to Imperial. Click on OK, save. And now we need to create a new voice type. Now this is the important step. Now we will need to have a voice type that is exactly written the same way as it is in the other mod. So I'm going to show it like this. DT01Deimos voice, this is what we need. So DT01Deimos voice, gender male, okay. And let's go back to the placeholder and change the voice type to DT01Deimos voice. Here we go. One thing I forgot to mention is we are going to tick unique here, just so we can actually find it. And if we preview, he looks nothing like Deimos does, but it doesn't matter. This is just for creating the lib files. So now we can go back to the quest, DT04Deimos, and change the field type from forced none to unique actor Deimos when it loads. Unique actor DT04Deimos placeholder. Here we are. And now we are going to close and save again and reopen it. Now we can start actually creating the dialogue. So this is gonna be an idle dialogue. Deimos. Idle. Here we go. Now we can create an idle dialogue where Phobos starts it. I'm gonna write this all. Just a second. Here we go. Wait, is that you, Deimos? What happened to you? And we are gonna get his ID. Add a condition for this. So the speaker is actually for Phobos. Click on OK. And now we need to create a new reference alias as well to actually have him able for scenes. We are going to use unique actor. No, we are going to use specific reference. And the cell is Winterhold the Frozen Hearth. And DT04 Phobos, because that's where he is located. Allow reuse, allow dead, optional, allow disabled, allow destroyed, and allow reserved. Phobos alias. So now let's just toggle the allow reserved flag. And now we will create the scene. DT04 DeimosAlias is a great name. New actor. Deimos starts speaking. And Phobos will continue after that. It really doesn't matter which order you put this on. I just like to put it like this. Then let's add a new action dialogue for Deimos. Face target Phobos. And let me just do the entire scene here to save us some time. And now I will be back soon. While I was working on those, I remembered now that we have both as quest aliases, we can actually use these. So, new, get is ID. And this is your follower. DT04 Phobos. We're gonna use get is ID for this. We are also gonna click OR, new, get is alias ref DeimosAlias. Okay. So now only these two can speak in this scene, or well, in this quest, sorry. We're also going to add a few quest stages just to make our lives easier later down the line. I'm not gonna bore you by doing every single one of these interactions because they're gonna be quite expansive, but I am going to anyway put these here first, just so I have some room to work with later. Now I am going back to... no. Now we also can add, or want to add, get infection run on quest alias Deimos first current FollowerRef action, and we are gonna duplicate that and get infection current FollowerRef action for quest alias Phobos. So now they both have to be in the current FollowerRef action. For Inigo this is different because he doesn't use the current FollowerRef action, but right now this is what we want to do. Then I am also going to add is in interior to 0, so they cannot be in interiors when they use this scene. And I am also going to add is sneaking. No. And run on player. So now for the scene to actually start, it's gonna check that it's either Phobos or Deimos who is talking, and that they are both in the current FollowerRef action, and they're not in an interior cell, and the player isn't sneaking. Because it would be very weird to actually have a scene happen with normal voices whenever the player is sneaking. I'm just careful about these things. But yeah, I'm going to continue with the scene now. So I'll see you soon. One more thing we need to add is the folder for the DT01 Deimos voice type. So let me go to Phobos, and it's as simple as this. Folder DT01 Deimos voice. This also needs to be exactly written the same way than this is here. And all the voice files of Deimos will go here, in this folder. I already recorded all of them, but I haven't made the voice files for them, or, well, the lib files for them yet. I'm going to do that now. Now that the scene is done, we have one more step we need to do before we can actually test this in-game. Go back to your quest aliases, go to the alias of the character you want to interact with. So in our case, it's Deimos. And change the field type to specific reference. So it says select forced to none. This way, the script will fill it if it is actually in-game. If it's not, the placeholder will fill it and nothing will be used for it. Okay, now, let's save and we are ready to test this in-game. So, I was just testing it out in-game, just to make sure it works, and it didn't. Well, there's an obvious reason for that. We haven't added a way to start the scene. Deimos was saying... no, Phobos was saying the line, but Deimos wasn't responding. So let's start by doing that. Let's first of all rename the script to DT04_TIFF, just so we're more organized. And Deimos1.start. Close it. Now we can go to the properties of this. Add a property for a scene. And we are going to call it Deimos1 as we have here. And now we will fill it. DT01 Deimos, 04 Deimos create, here we go. And now if we just close that and try to compile, it compiled perfectly. Now let's save, go back in game, and let's see if it works. So now we are in game, and just to check SPF DT04 Deimos, not SPF, SQV. Show quest variables, and this is what we want to see. Deimos is filled, Phobos is filled, state is running, current stage is 0. So now that we are outside, we are not sneaking, and both of them are in the current follower faction. Riverwood, a nice, idyllic place for anyone.
Is that you? Deimos? What happened to you?
Phobos? You're alive?
More than that. I'm undead. Big difference.
So, a vampire. Of course you are.
And you? When did you start shouting people into oblivion? Last time I saw you, you could barely lift a blade.
Time changes people. Even us.
Clearly. You're enormous. What? Did you just wake up one day and decide to grow a few extra feet?
You always said I needed to be stronger. You weren't wrong.
I say a lot of things. Most of them insults.
Some things never change.
And some things do. Like me having to look up to talk to you. That's new. Unpleasant.
Not as unpleasant as you being one of them now.
What? No congratulations? No welcome back, brother, I missed you.
Did you expect one?
Not really, just checking.
You haven't changed, have you?
You did enough changing for both of us. It's good to see you, Deimos.
Yeah, you too. This land is filled with... As you can see, it worked perfectly. And this is how we will create patchless follower interactions with each other. I hope this video will find you and it will help you. But anyways, without further ado, thank you for watching. If you liked it, remember to hit the like button and give me a subscribe if you feel like it. And yeah, I will keep on working on both of these guys, Deimos and Phobos, his brother. A bit of a spoiler that was, but anyway. Yeah. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.